time to play ball. Roseburg baseball is coming up on the Score.
A line drive snagged out of the air at shortstop by Paxton Berg.
Don't miss any of the action this season. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube to catch every pitch.
And with a double at second, Danner Wirtz helping his own cause, gets Roseburg a run on the board.
Now, let's head to the field for the pregame show. Here's the voice of Roseburg High Sports, Joey Keeran.
Well, hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we get ready for Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader between the Roseburg Indians and the visiting South Eugene Axe. It's a Southwest Conference battle between the Tribe and the Axe. Game 1 of this twin bill, a 13-3 final score in favor of Roseburg, taking down South Eugene. The Indians come in at 8-3 overall on the season. They are 5-0 in league play. South Eugene 0-10 and 0-5 in the Southwest Conference. The coaches are exchanging lineup cards at home as we get ready for Game 2, but the rains have started to come down here at Champion Car Wash Field, so I'm not sure if we're going to get things started right away. Roseburg's out of the dugout looking like they're ready to take the field for Game 2. But the coaches are talking at the plate for a while here, and they may be discussing plans for this one getting underway. Joey Keeran here. Everybody shaking hands. We may be getting this one underway and about ready to take the field. Let's go ahead and while we've got some time, we will take a look at the Southern Septic Service starting lineups. Kind of waiting to see. Coach Thompson is heading over to talk to his guys, and so my assumption is that means they're going to send them out onto the field. So we'll take a look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the visiting South Eugene Axe. Leading off is going to be Gino Humphrey in center field, followed by Jonah Alexander at first base. Burke Sherman at third base will bat third, followed by Mike Grilly, the catcher, hitting cleanup. Liam Donlin, the pitcher, will bat fifth. Bowie Grams at second base, hitting sixth. At shortstop will be Bryce Roberts here in Game 2. He will bat seventh. Zane Brown is the DH in Game 2, batting eighth. He will hit for left fielder. That is Desmond Asun Solo, who will be out in left field defensively, the DH for him. And then in right field will be Miles Radetsky, who will bat in the 9 spot. That is a look at the lineup there for the South Eugene Axe. For Roseburg on the mound in Game 2, it's going to be Christian Corba, the freshman right-hander. Corba will be on the bump for the Indians in Game 2. And on the season for the freshman, Corba at 13 2/3 innings, making his fourth appearance, third start. He's got 1 win, 1 loss. He's got a 3.59 ERA, 9 strikeouts, 9 walks in his action so far. Behind the plate will be Amos Bowers for Roseburg. Out at first base will be Danner Wirtz. At second base will be Mason Young. On the left side of the diamond, you've got A.J. Black at third, and you've got Paxton Burke at short. In the outfield from left to right, Nick Ruiz, Fletcher Coleman, and Rylan Glasser. That is a look at your defense for the Indians. So we got the lineup cards a little late. Couldn't get all the graphics together for you. Sorry about that. I always enjoy doing the graphics for the video stream, but we'll just have to suffice with that there. All right, the leadoff man, Gino Humphrey, will lead things off for South Eugene as we battle through a little bit of wetness here in Game 2. Humphrey was 3 for 3 in Game 1. First pitch swinging away. He fouls it down the right field side. And that'll be strike one as we are underway in Game 2 here at 5:35. You can watch today's game streaming live for free online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. If you're tuning in on the radio right now, maybe driving home after work, catching us here, you can tune in and watch the game on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, or even on your big screen TV at your house. So check us out, 1490 The Score on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and follow the baseball season with us the rest of the spring. Swing and a miss at a pitch inside. A 1-2 count now for the leadoff man, Gino Humphrey. Humphrey is a junior. And a talented guy for the South Eugene club. The 1-2 pitch is outside. Didn't mention it in game one, but Humphrey, a returning first-team All-Southwest Conference outfielder for the South Eugene Axe. Takes a pitch outside. He'll ground one, third base side. It's a fair ball and slips out of the hands for A.J. Black. A wet baseball, couldn't hang on to it, and on safely will be Humphrey. And that'll bring up Jonah Alexander. Losing pitcher in game one, playing at first base here in game two. Bobble there at third base for A.J. Black. Unfortunately, go down as an error. Might not have really been his fault with a wet baseball here in the conditions, but that's going to be the call. Strike taken on the first pitch to Alexander. Jonah Alexander batting in the 2 spot, playing at first base in game two. He was 1 for 2 in game one with a 2-run double. He'll ground one through the left side. Has a base hit. And the runner trying to go for third. The throw off the line from left field. Ruiz got it in time, but it pulled A.J. Black from the bag, and so Humphrey gets to third base. Alexander on with the single. And South Eugene hitting wasn't much of the problem in game one. They were able to get guys aboard, and they took advantage, scoring 3 runs. It was their pitching and defense that let them down, giving up 13. That brings up Burke Sherman with runners on the corners and nobody out against Christian Corba. First pitch hits the corner for strike one. Top of the order did most of the damage at the plate for South Eugene in game one. Sherman is starting at third base here in game two. He's been behind the plate usually. Strike in, runner going. They cut it short. No, they'll get the out at second base on the tag. Scoring a run, though, will be South Eugene. I thought that Young had cut it off. He stepped in front but let it go through. They get Jonah Alexander out at second base. Tag applied by Burke on the throwdown by Bowers. And coming in to score was Humphrey. So there's nobody up on base. 1 run in for South Eugene and 1 out. Pitch is outside. It's a 1-2 count for Burke Sherman. Corba with the 1-2 pitch. His breaking ball is high. The 2-2 from Corba jammed him. Soft fly ball to the shortstop. That's just 2 outs. That's just 2. The Roseburg was thinking it was 3. There's just 2 away. They got to retreat back to their positions. So 2 down, and up to bat will be Mike Grilly, the catcher. So he will be behind the plate here in game 2 after we've seen Burke Sherman back there for the other 2 games. Grilly will bat. First pitch swinging away, and he flies it up and behind home. Two down, nobody on. The 0-1 pitch, it's high and inside. 1-1 count. Christian Corba gives up 1 run so far. He's trying to get through the first with that being all of the damage done by South Eugene. An error, a single, and then a double steal, resulting in a run so far for South Eugene. The 1-2 pitch. That ball in the air out towards right field is well struck and will likely get down. It will, out of the reach of Glasser, who races all the way to the wall. Taking a turn at second, Grilly will hold there. He gave it a good look as he was getting to the bag. A 2-out double for Mike Grilly. And again, I'll say it again, South Eugene, they can hit the baseball. They have shown that here today. They have put the barrel on the ball a couple of times and really belted the ball around the ballpark here. And a 2-out double from Grilly will put a man into scoring position with 2 away. Second hit in the game for the Axe. First pitch inside, a dribbler to the mound, fielded by Corba, and he sends it high, but back down on the bag was Wirtz in time. Might have been a slick baseball, might have just been trying to make a controlled throw to first, whatever it was. It came out high for Corba, but Wirtz was able to get it, get back down on the bag, and make the out. So we get through the top of the first. For South Eugene, 1 run comes in on 2 hits. There was 1 Roseburg error, and 1 man left aboard. We go to the bottom of the first here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Bottom of the first inning, Roseburg trails 1-0 against South Eugene. Second time here today that the Axe have held a lead against the Indians. Leading off will be Paxton Burke for Roseburg, the shortstop in the leadoff position once again. Amos Bowers, the catcher, batting second, followed by the center fielder, Fletcher Coleman. The first baseman is Danner Wirtz. He'll bat cleanup. At third base, A.J. Black batting fifth. The pitcher, Christian Corba, batting sixth. Hitting seventh. Starting in left field is Nick Ruiz. Second baseman, Mason Young. He will bat in the 8th spot. And then in the right fielder is Rylan Glasser, who is batting 9th. That is a look at your starting lineup for Roseburg, brought to you by Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service is woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. On the mound for South Eugene is going to be Liam Donlin. We've seen Donlin mostly at shortstop for South Eugene through the 2 games previously. Donlin, a right-hander, will get a chance to throw. Liam Donlin, an honorable mention All-Southwest Conference infielder as a sophomore. He's just a junior, and he will take the baseball and start against Roseburg in Game 2. He'll face Burke, the switch-hitting shortstop, and he plunks him on the first pitch. A hit batter to start out things in the bottom of the first. That will put the game-tying run on base. Elsewhere around the diamond, Mike Grilly behind the plate. Out at first base is Jonah Alexander. At second base is Bowie Grams, left side of the diamond. At third base, Burke Sherman. At shortstop is Bryce Roberts. In the outfield from left to right, we'll get you that. It is Asun Solo out in left as a runner going. A strike at the plate, throw down to second base, not in time. Another stolen base for Paxton Burke. He stole 2 bags in the first inning in Game 1, and he is into scoring position here. An 0-1 count for Amos Bowers at the plate. So it is Dez Asun Solo in left. In center field is Gino Humphrey, and in right field is Miles Radetsky. And that is a look at your defense for the Axe here in Game 2. Amos Bowers batting second for the Indians, an 0-1 count. Bowers waits on the next pitch from Liam Donlin. His breaking ball is outside. Burke out at second base. A big lead, but he hustles back to the bag. One delivery for Donlin. And he will step off to look back Burke out at second base. They are definitely cognizant of Burke and his ability and propensity to try and take extra bases out there. So he is in their head. His time called before, right as Donlin was about ready to get going. Time called at the plate by Bowers. Amos waits on the 1-1. Pickoff throw to second base, goes into the outfield, and that's going to put Paxton Burke up to third. I mentioned there he's in their heads, and that is the result of that. The first error in the game for South Eugene. Both teams have one so far. So a 1-1 count. Bowers hasn't seen a pitch in a while, it feels like. Waiting on the 1-1 to see if he can bring in the scoring run or game-tying score, and instead he gets hit on the front shoulder by the pitch. That is back-to-back hit batters to start out the game for Liam Donlin. They'll bring in the courtesy runner for the catcher. And once again, that is Dylan Gregory that will do that. He was the runner throughout game one for Bowers. Bowers ran the first time he was on base for himself. After that, Gregory came out every time. 1-0 lead right now for South Eugene, hanging in the balance. Nobody out. Runners on the corners for the Indians. Fletcher Coleman grounds one right side, sliding to get to it. Grams will make the play at first, but it will tie the game up. It's an RBI ground out for Fletcher Coleman. Nice job by Bowie Grams at second base. Getting to that ball. Had to range to get there. And he made a sliding stop, popped up, and made a quick throw to first. So the man at second base is Dylan Gregory running for Amos Bowers. There's one out, one run in. We're tied at 1. And Danner Wirtz trying to give Roseburg the lead with a man in scoring position. He takes a breaking ball to start things off with a strike. Bottom of the first. Both teams getting a run across in the first inning. Donlin on the mound, taking his time, and Wirtz is going to call time before the next pitch. The weather does appear to have let up. We were getting some decent rain coming down just as the game was getting started, but it seems as if the rains have stopped, although there is a nice sheen of wet around on everything. Breaking ball is outside. 1-1 count for Wirtz. Tops of the dugouts are glistening, and the stadium lights that have come on here at Champion Car Wash Field. You can tell things have all gotten wet recently, but currently not raining. The 1-1 from Donlin is high. 2 balls and a strike. Out at second base, Dylan Gregory running for Amos Bowers, who was hit by a pitch to get on. Danner Wirtz at the plate. And a pickoff throw to second instead will not be in time. Danner batting in the cleanup spot. The 2-1. A breaking ball catches the top of the strike zone. The 2-2 pitch for Liam Donlin. And before the next pitch, another time called. Been a slow pace to get this one started here in the bottom of the first. We get set for the 2-2 once again. Donlin with a man at second and one out. Delivers outside, out at second base. Gregory got a good look at it, but hustles back to the bag as behind the plate, Mike Grilly able to glove it as he lunged across to get to that baseball. So the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and a man at second base. And Wirtz fights off a breaking ball, sat on it, and got a piece of it. He'll stay alive, and he'll force another pitch out of Liam Donlin. Danner sends one down the right field side. Foul once again. Battling off another pitch. Staying alive with a full count. Some excitement going on between North Medford and Grants Pass down there. Game 2 of that doubleheader. They're in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. Bases loaded. Grants Pass trailing by 7, but trying to rally. Ooh, that ball high and inside. It might have hit the helmet there for Danner. And that is the 3rd hit batter for Donlin. Puts runners at first and second. That ball came high and tight. I think it looked like from here, it looked like it hit off of maybe like the earpiece and then ricocheted off. But Danner did no ill effects of it. Heads on down to first, no problem. First and second with 1 out. A.J. Black up to bat. Roseburg in a tie ball game, 1-1 against South Eugene in the bottom of the 1st. Game 2 of a doubleheader. So just 1 out. Donlin will face A.J. Black, the 3rd baseman. He sat on the breaking ball, fouls it off. Couldn't square it up. Did a good job of letting the ball, I've heard this here recently, let it travel. Let the ball come in. Don't get out on that front foot. Let it come to you. And A.J. did a good job of doing that, just did not barrel it up. Fouls it away for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from Donlin. That ball is popped up, got underneath it, but it's out of play for strike 2. Oh, 2 count for the 3rd baseman, A.J. Black. Just 1 out. If he could put the ball in play, drop it in for a base hit, might have a chance to give Roseburg the lead. Takes outside as the breaking ball tails away from the right-hander. Liam Donlin on the mound, the right-handed junior, working through this 1st inning. He hasn't given up a hit, but he has beamed 3 batters in this 1st inning. He has given up the lead. The 1-2 pitch, fouled off once again by A.J. The only player that has not been hit by a pitch so far was Fletcher Coleman, who grounded out to second and drove in the game-tying run. With 1 out, it's a 1-2 count for A.J. Black. He skies one left side. It's foul, but could be playable. No, it'll get out of play, and he'll stay alive. This battle will continue. A.J. is fouled off, I want to say, about 4 straight pitches there. So Donlin will get back to it against A.J. Black. Another 1-2 pitch. A.J. swings through it, got him with the breaking ball. There's 2 away. Strikeout first of the night for Liam Donlin. Brings up Christian Corba, trying to help his own cause, give his team a lead, and give him a lead to work with. He'll have to do it on a 2-out rally here. Corba out at second base, Gregory, the courtesy runner for Amos Bowers. At first base, Danner Wirtz. Breaking ball is high and away. Donlin, despite hitting 3 batters, has a chance to try and get out of this first inning without giving up the lead. He just needs one more out. He misses inside, 2-0 count. Liam Donlin. His 2-0 pitch to Corba. Grounded towards third. Knocked down at third base. The throw across the diamond. Able to stay on the bag and retire. It's Sherman across to Alexander. They get Corba. That's the final out here in the first, and the game will stay tied at 1. 1 run for Roseburg. No hits. There were also no errors. Actually, sorry, there was 1 error. 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base for Roseburg. We're through 1 inning to play. We go to the top of the second inning, tied at 1 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Game 2 of our doubleheader between Roseburg and South Eugene. It was the Indians winning 13-3 in Game 1. Here in Game 2, we are tied at 1 apiece. It'll be Bowie Grams to lead things off, the second baseman. Then followed by Bryce Roberts, the shortstop, and Zane Brown, the DH. First pitch from Christian Corba, low and outside, ball 1. Corba gave up 2 hits in the first and a run. His pitch misses outside, a 2-0 count. Another one gets away to the backstop, and I guess as they're not necessarily wet baseballs that are getting away from Corba there. Getting fresh baseballs out there, not like they've been rolling around on the ground before he throws them. So a little bit erratic here, trying to settle in. He will miss high on the 3-0, and he walks the leadoff man here in the second. First walk in the game for Corba. He'll face Bryce Roberts, the shortstop. Showing a bunt, taking a strike, throw down to first. Tag not in time for Danner Wirtz over there. Quick throw by Bowers behind the plate. Roberts at the dish, takes strike 1 as he showed the bunt but pulled it back. Time called as the runner at first base, a little shaken up, sliding back into the bag over there. Grams gets back up and will walk it off, stretching out his legs, mainly his right leg there. While we got a break in the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on the Score. Back to the action after the injury timeout. The 0-1 pitch, high and inside, 1-1 for Roberts. Christian Corba coming off of a stellar performance in his start against Grants Pass last Saturday. So he gets a strike across. Not quite a full week ago. Normally Roseburg would have been playing tomorrow, but they're playing tonight with the impending weather coming tomorrow. Ground ball chopper foul down the third base side. Goes off the glove for A.J. Black, then ricochets off of Coach Brian Derringer for the South Eugene Axe. Stays a 1-2 count here for Bryce Roberts. But in his last outing, Corba went 7 innings against Grants Pass. He allowed no runs on 3 hits. As he misses high and inside, count goes to 2-2. So no runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He was pretty good. He allowed his defense to help him out a lot. His 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the corner. Down looking goes Roberts. He didn't expect that call coming. First strikeout in the game for Corba. Zane Brown, the 8-hitter, will bat. He is the DH here in Game 2. Well, Grants Pass and North Medford split their doubleheaders here today. As the ball popped up off the bat of Brown, it's on the infield. You got to call it. First baseman Danner Wirtz calling for it. Corba must not have heard him and was locked in on it. And that is the second time that Roseburg's had a pitcher determined to try and make a catch on a fly ball in the infield. Usually pitchers just try to get out of the way and let the rest of the infield handle it. It's not easy to come off the mound looking into the air to try and catch a fly ball. But Brown flies out to Wirtz on the infield. There's 2 down. Miles Radetzky, He's up to bat for the first time here tonight. Didn't play in Game 1. His 0-1 pitch is high, a 1-1 count to the 9-hitter. So Corba was sharp in his last outing, and I was telling you about Grants Pass, who Corba faced in his last outing. They've dropped Game 2 10-3 against North Medford. They split today, and that would mean that North Medford takes the series 2-1 against Grants Pass. North will be 2-1 on the year in league play. Grants Pass goes to 1-5. It was a swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Radetzky. So the only teams left without a loss in league are Roseburg and Willamette. 2-2 pitch is fouled back by Radetzky. Stays alive. Roseburg trying to finish off another sweep. They swept Grants Pass last week. They've won the first 2 against South Eugene this week and looking to get another 3-game sweep against a league opponent. As a pitch misses low and outside from Corba to Radetzky. And it's a full count. Just got notice that looks like the Oregon State Beavers have gone into a rain delay in their game up in Corvallis. Radetzky fouls one up. It is going to be in the dugout for the Axe on the first base side. Danner Wirtz, the first baseman, giving it chase, was up against the railing, but couldn't get there to set up in time to try and reach over to pull it back. So the foul ball just keeps the at-bat going for Radetzky. And he'll take ball 4 outside, draws the walk with 2 outs to send it to the top of the order. Second walk for Corba. Gino Humphrey, who has been a tough out today, coming up to bat. Oh, they have lightning up in the area in Corvallis that is causing them to be in a delay up there. Gino Humphrey went 3 for 3 in Game 1. Humphrey 4 for 6. And make it 4 for 7 total against Roseburg after reaching on an error here in Game 2. So he has been, as mentioned, a difficult out for the Tribe. Humphrey takes a pitch outside for ball 1. He reached on an error and scored the first run of the game for South Eugene. Comes up in an opportunity to try and give the Axe the lead back with a man in scoring position and 2 away. Pitch is in the dirt, and it gets out of the glove for Amos Bowers and then trickled behind the umpire between his legs. Bowers had to try and scramble to get the ball as he danced around the umpire. Gino Humphrey just took off out of the box and ran to the backstop to make sure that he would not get called for any sort of obstruction or interference. The ball fouled away by him. He's got a 2-1 count. With 2 down, there's 2 on. The 2-1 pitch is outside from Corba. So Gino Humphrey, a walk would load him up with Jonah Alexander waiting on deck. He's 1 for 1 in the game with a single in his first at-bat. Catch in the inside corner on the 3-1 pitch. Corba keeps the at-bat going. So a full count pitch with runners at first and second. They should be going as the pitch comes home, and it's low and outside for ball 4. Third walk in the inning for Corba. Grams goes to third. Radetsky goes to second. Humphrey is on at first. And it'll bring up Jonah Alexander with an opportunity to try and give the Axe a lead once again. And there's the softball girls as the pitch goes back to the backstop. The runners will not try to advance out at second base. Having to scramble back to the bag was Radetsky. He thought that maybe Bowie Grams at third might try to score on the play. And so he was well off the bag out at second. He hustles back. The 1-0 to Alexander, misses inside, 2-0 count. So the softball girls must have wrapped up their second game. They were leading big last we heard. And so if they did, I'm assuming they finished it off with a win. That would put them at a sweep of South Eugene after taking the game on Tuesday. And then we know they took game 1, assuming they took game 2 as well. So it's a 2-0 count. A quick visit out to the mound for Amos Bowers to try and calm down Christian Corba out there. He needs to throw some strikes. He does, and it's belted foul down the right field side, out of play for strike 1 to Alexander. Today's ball game brought to you by our friends at Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Line drive back up the middle into center field. 1 run will score. The throw is off the mound, and only 1 run will come in on the single to center. 2-1, South Eugene back in front. Alexander laced one right back up the middle, his second hit in the game. They had Radetsky rounding and heading for home, but they put the brakes on late, and then the ball bounces off the mound. He might have had a chance to score if he had been sent, but they play it safe and hold him at third. With 2 outs, 1 run comes in for the Axe. A strike taken by Burke Sherman to start off his second at-bat of the game. He flew out to short in his first at-bat. Ground ball right side. Mason Young will have it. He will take his time to throw to first and get the final out. So the defense comes up to help Christian Corba. That's what got him through that game against Grants Pass a week ago. Right now, he's kind of having some troubles with putting the ball in the zone. If he does, maybe some good things happen and help him get through the game with his defense behind him. He gives up the lead again. 1 run comes in on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 3 runners left on board. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-1, South Eugene in front on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Going to the bottom of the second inning, today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Flyaway Travel. It's good to have an agent in your corner. they can say the name of the business a little better than I can, apparently. Call 541-672-5701 to contact them over there at Travel Leaders Flyaway Travel. So trailing by 1 run once again, Roseburg will come up to bat here in the second inning. It'll be Nick Ruiz to lead things off against Liam Donlin, who will throw the first pitch behind the batter for ball 1. Roseburg scoring a run in the first inning without getting a hit. 3 hit batters getting aboard, and they would score a run on a ground out. The 1-0 outside to Ruiz, a 2-0 count. So a run in both of the first 2 innings for South Eugene so far. They've taken a lead in both games of this doubleheader. They never led on Tuesday up at South Eugene. As Ruiz gets around on one, and he will smoke it to the alley in right center. He's got speed, and that ball's got just about as much. It rolls all the way to the wall, and Nick Ruiz finds the alley and will find himself standing on third with a leadoff triple. That ball got to the alley quick, and it just took off. And South Eugene could not catch up to it out there. Ruiz, with his speed, easily gets to third base, no problem. And the game-tying run now 90 feet from home for Roseburg. That'll bring up Mason Young and an opportunity to try and plate the game-tying run. Donlin's first pitch catches the outside corner. Strike 1 to Young, the second baseman. Donlin, the right-hander, will work out of the stretch with Ruiz at third. He delivers on the corner again for strike 2. Getting reports that rain's happening across town. That's probably the rain showers we might have had to start out the day, or start out game 2 here at the field. Reaching on the 0-2 pitch, poke it right side. Nobody's covering first. On safely is Young, and the ball gets thrown away. Young will turn and head for second. As already in is Ruiz, and Young is at second base. He's on with a RBI single and then advances to second on the error. The second baseman, Grams, got to the baseball, but first baseman Jonah Alexander left first base to try and dive to get to the ground ball. And so there was nobody at first base when Grams decided to throw it there. And the ball just gets away and rolls all the way to the dugout, and that allows Mason Young to move to second. Roseburg ties it up here in the bottom of the second inning. They've got 2 hits in the frame. It'll be Rylan Glasser to try and see if he can give Roseburg a lead for the first time here in game 2. He fouls off the first pitch from Donlin. That is the second error in the ball game for South Eugene. Glasser, the left-handed hitting right fielder. He also throws left-handed. Waits on the 0-1 pitch. Now on a look back to second base for Donlin. So we did get the final score of game 2 for the Roseburg softball team. Get you that after this next pitch, the 0-1 coming up from Donlin. He delivers. Glasser showing a bunt. Takes for ball 1. So Roseburg softball pulls off the sweep against South Eugene today. They won game 2, 14-1 in 5 innings. They won game 1, 15-0 in 4. So they take all 3 games against South Eugene. That's a nice bounce back there for the Roseburg girls after losing 2 out of 3 against Grants Pass last week. A bunt to put down third base side. It's perfect. No throw to first. And nobody's covering second base, so off to second base goes Rylan Glasser. And heads up running there for Glasser. He gets on with a bunt single and then takes second base as no one's covering the bag. Mason Young advanced to third on that bunt. That was kind of the intent to begin with, but a well-placed bunt by Glasser gets him on safely. Didn't have to sacrifice himself. Now up to bat will be Paxton Burke with 2 in scoring position. And Roseburg trying to grab the lead for the first time. That's down the left field line. It is going to slice into foul territory. And it'll be strike 1 for Burke. Tie game at 2 apiece here in the bottom of the second. Roseburg threatening to grab the lead. Burke will dig back into the left-handed batter's box for the switch hitter. He has batted only lefty today. He gets around on a pitch and pokes it out to right field. That'll drive in 1. They're going to send a second run, and heading for second goes Burke. He slides in, but will overslide the bag. He'll be out at second. I think he was in safely initially, but he slides past it on the wet turf and is tagged out at second. So 1 away, but the Roseburg Indians will put 2 runs on the board as Burke will drive in a pair. Going to give him credit for a double. Scoring was Young and Glasser. Amos Bowers will take ball 1 high. So 2 runs come in on the hit by Burke. Then he is off the bag out at second base and tagged there. So there's 1 out. Nobody on. Bowers, a check swing. Did he go around? No. The appeal to first says he did not. A 2-0 pitch for Donlin. He is singled out towards left field. Well, never mind. Now it's going to be more than a single. It gets by the left fielder, Asun Solo. And Bowers is going to head towards third as the throw comes into the bag. I think Bowers figured he needed to slide early because of the turf, but he kind of belly flopped into the turf and almost did a scorpion and goes in awkwardly to the bag. Seems to be okay, though. Didn't go hurt himself there. You get the courtesy runner, Dylan Gregory, coming in to run. Man at third with 1 out.
Number 9, Fletcher Coleman.
It'll be Fletcher Coleman up to bat. That's a triple for Bowers. South Eugene softball team is in the house as well. They make their way over here after their doubleheader wraps up. They're here to root on the team. Ball fouled away by Fletcher Coleman out to the parking lot. So the grandstands are filling up a little bit more here at Champion Car Wash Field as Game 2 of our doubleheader is underway. We've managed to avoid Mother Nature so far. 0-1 pitch. Coleman pops it up. It's going to go to the shortstop. And making the catch is Roberts. There's 2 down. Holding at third base was Gregory, running for Bowers.
Make better number 20, Danner Wirtz.
So Danner Wirtz will step up with 2 outs and a man at third. Liam Donlin kicks and delivers a breaking ball outside, a 1-0 count to start. Danner hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, one of 3 hit batters in that first inning for Donlin. Roseburg has scored 3 times here in the second. They lead it 4-2. Wirtz will take a breaking ball outside. Dark clouds overhead. Lights are on here at the ballpark. It's cooling off this evening, but we're not playing through precipitation at the moment. Breaking ball, a strike down the middle for Wirtz. We've only really seen 1 bout of rain here this afternoon here at the ballpark. Earlier today, it was Umpqua Valley Christian and Brookings Harbor squaring off here at Champion Car Wash Field, and it was gorgeous for baseball this afternoon. It was perfect weather for baseball. 2-1. Wirtz hits one opposite field. It's wide open out there. Long run for Radetzky. He will not get there. It's going to roll all the way into the corner at the warning track. And rounding for third, he will be Danner Wirtz with an RBI triple. It's his third triple in the series against South Eugene. He had 2 back on Tuesday against the Axe. Danner actually did not have a hit in game 1. Walked, reached on an error, and had a sac fly. Hits his first hit of the day, but it's his third triple in the series against South Eugene. Another hit for the Indians. They lead it 5-2 now, and they still have a man at third. Coming in to score was Gregory, who was running for Bowers, who reached third base on a triple of his own. First pitch, strike 1 to A.J. Black. Donlin delivers. A.J. swings through a breaking ball. Falls behind 0-2. A.J. trying to square one up here. Add to the lead, on top by 3 now for the Indians. And he fouls back the pitch to stay alive. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Game 1, A.J. Black had a single in his last at-bat. The 0-2 from Donlin. Line drive shot, gets into center field. It'll drive in another run. A.J. on with a single. Coming in to score was Wirtz. The hit parade will continue here in the second inning. Roseburg takes a 6-2 advantage. And up to bat will be Christian Corba. Seven hits here in the second inning for Roseburg. 7 hits, and they've had 3 triples and a double. Strike, running for second, goes A.J. He is in. And it gets to the outfield. He's going to try his luck at getting to third. He'll slide in. The ball gets away. He's going to hold at third and not try his luck again. So A.J. steals second and advances to third on the error. And Roseburg on one pitch to get a guy all the way around to third from first. Christian Corba with an 0-1 count and a chance to add to the 4-run lead for Roseburg, on top 6-2 with 7 hits, but 5 runs in here in the second. Corba got a good cut at a breaking ball, but could not get it on the screws. Oh-2 count. Donlin needs one more out to get through things here in the second, and he gets Corba to chase after a breaking ball, but he fouls it off, staying alive. Oh-2 pitch again for Donlin. Swing and a miss, chasing some high heat. Down on the strikeout is Christian Corba. But the Indians send 9 hitters to the plate, and they will take the lead. With 5 runs across here in the second inning, they lead it 6-2 as we head to the top of the third on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Roseburg leading by 4 as we go to the third inning, 6-2 our score. Tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. For South Eugene to start things here in the third inning, it'll be Mike Grilly, who had a double in the first inning. He'll lead things off, followed by Donlin and Grams. There is a right-hander throwing in the bullpen for South Eugene. First pitch, got on it, but fouls it back. Strike one to Grilly. Christian Corba with a lead for the first time to work with here today. Another one fouled back by Grilly for an 0-2 count. Arm throwing down there, but the purple numbers on the black jersey and the font, they're kind of tough to read. And I'm not getting a good read through through the netting and the chain link and everything. I want to say it's number 15 down there that's throwing for South Eugene. 0-2 pitch. Grilly gets one out towards center field, but it's going to land just in front. I thought he had a chance at it. It lands just in front of Fletcher Coleman. That would be Desmond Asun Solo that I believe is throwing down in the bullpen for South Eugene. So a leadoff single, second hit in the game for Mike Grilly. A runner on with nobody out. That'll be the fourth hit in the game for South Eugene. Back pick down to first by Bowers, not in time. At the plate, a 1-0 count to start for Liam Donlin, the pitcher. Corba misses low and outside. Roseburg baseball on the score tonight, brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Call 541-378-6694 or visit drrandall.com. A 2-0 pitch down the middle for a strike. 2-1 count. Grounder left side. That one will get into left field. Diving attempt by Burke. Couldn't get there. He wasn't probably going to have a play to be made. That one deep in the hole. Liam Donlin will have his first hit as he grounds one through the left side. And you've got runners at first and second for the Axe. It'll bring up Bowie Grams, who walked in the second.
The batter is number 10, Bowie Grams.
South Eugene getting some hits on the board again here in game 2. They're up to 5 hits in this one. Roseburg 7 on their side. Showing a bunt, popped back to the netting. Strike one to start for Grams as he looks to possibly move the runners around with the sacrifice bunt. Out at second base is Mike Grilly, lead runner. Behind him, Liam Donlin at first. At the plate, a swing and a foul ball for Bowie Grams. So it's an 0-2 count for Grams with 2 runners on and nobody out. He will send one skyward left side, tailing into foul territory, and a sliding attempt by Paxton Burke, an awkward slide. Almost made the catch in foul territory, but it goes off his glove. And he will not make the catch. It'll stay an 0-2 count for Bowie Grams. This is a little awkward looking out there. Burke stretching out his back. He just kind of, his knee hit first and he kind of got doubled backwards as he went down trying to make that grab on the turf. So we'll do it again on the 0-2. On the mound, Christian Corba. Misses low. And it goes to a 1-2 count. The 1-2 fouled back again. High heat. Got enough of it to stay alive. Corba will do it again. Nope, pickoff throw to second base, but standing on the bag is Grilly. Again, the 1-2. Just a bit upstairs. Not a bad pitch there from Corba, but misses just a bit high. Fastball, strike three called. Hitting the corner, and down on strikes will go Grams. One away, strikeout number 2 in the game for Christian Corba. One down with runners at first and second. Bryce Roberts steps up to bat.
Batters number 11, Bryce Roberts.
Roberts is a strikeout victim in his first at-bat. Pitches out on the outside corner for strike one. We're here in the top of the third, game 2 of our doubleheader. The 0-1 pitch, fought it off towards second. Stumble and a low throw to second, but a nice job by Burke to scoop it up after an awkward reception on that ground ball at second base by Mason Young. Young did a great job to field it. Kind of came in, got caught on an in-between hop, stumbled, lost his balance, went down. He tried to apply a tag on Liam Donlin, who was running by. Couldn't do that because he was falling to the turf. So he just rolled over on his rear end and had a clean look to throw it to second. Kind of spiked it, but out at second base, the sure-handed Paxton Burke able to hang on to it out there. And they get at least one out of it. Up to third base goes Grilly. On is Roberts with the fielder's choice. Pitch low and outside, ball one, to get things started for Zane Brown, who flew out to first baseman Tanner Wirtz back in the second. A strike, 1-1 count with runners on the corners. Christian Corba trying to hang on to a 4-run advantage. And a throw over to first base, checking on the runner. Well, it seems as if the Beavers are really having a go of it up there with dealing with Lightning, trailing 2-1 against Cal Poly. A ball popped up out towards right field. Rylan Glasser calling for it, makes the squeeze, and that will retire the side here in the third. The South Eugene Axe get runners aboard and threaten, but they cannot get anything across. They trail 6-2. No runs on 2 hits, no Roseburg errors, and 2 men left on. We will go to the bottom of the third. Roseburg in front 6-2 here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Bottom of the third inning coming up. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. And by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Call 541-378-6694 or visit drrandall.com. Well, just perusing through social media then between innings there, and see that the Artemis 2 astronauts have landed and have one by one come out of the capsule. They are the now record holder for the human species, the furthest humans to ever leave Earth, the farthest that humans have ever traveled from the planet Earth. And they've made their way back safely. That's great news there. First pitch, strike one from Liam Donlin. Donlin out there. He is out for his third inning of work. And Donlin facing Nick Ruiz for a second consecutive inning to lead it off, and Ruiz is going to poke one out beyond the right fielder once again. He's headed for second, rounding for third, and Nick Ruiz is going to have a second consecutive. No, he's going for the plate. They're throwing to the dish. It's not going to be there. It's an inside the park home run. Nick Ruiz hits one past the right fielder into the corner, and he touches them all. So he brings himself all the way around to score. They just never gave him a stop sign. He kept going, and he rounded to the plate, and the throw-off line, they were not going to get him. So Ruiz comes in to score, and then following that, Mason Young will poke one into left field. Gets it between short and third. His second hit in the game. So runner at first. It is 7-2. Roseburg in front. They've had 2 hits so far here in the third inning. They're up to 9 total.
Batter number 3, Rylan Glasser.
Rylan Glasser had a bunt single in his at-bat. And we're going to get a visit out to the mound. So a visit out there to take a look. I think Donlin is going to hand away the baseball, and that's going to be a pitching change. We're getting ready for a new pitcher on the mound here. Checking some Twitter here. Also saw the Oregon Ducks baseball game also in a rain delay or weather delay in Eugene. They're scheduled to start back up in about 7 minutes. So seems like the college games up north, they are having a few more issues than we are here. We're playing through in this evening, game 2 of a doubleheader. Roseburg leading it 7-2, and we take a quick timeout for a pitching change for the South Eugene Axe on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field, as it's starting to get a bit dark, the lights are taking effect here at the ballpark, and we get a new man on the mound. It is the right-hander Desmond Ansusolo. who will take over for Liam Donlin. Donlin, the shortstop every other inning in this series. Trying to double check here. I believe that is him that has gone out to shortstop. So he stays in the game. Asun Solo will take over on the mound here with nobody out, a man at first. Facing the 9-hitter Rylan Glasser, who takes inside for ball 1. 1-0 delivery for Glasser, who had a bunt single in his first at-bat. He grounds one towards first base. Not sure where Mason Young was going, but he'll get thrown out at second. They can't get the relay back to first for the out. Young initially started kind of retreating back towards the bag. He might have been trying to see if he could possibly distract the first baseman Alexander and get him into an error, but he was easily thrown out at second base. One away. One away as Rylan Glasser on at first with the fielder's choice. It brings up Paxton Burke, who will take a strike on the corner with a breaking ball. Heading for second base goes Glasser. He'll get in without a throw. Stolen base to put him into scoring position. One out. Roseburg with one run in so far on the inside the park home run by Nick Ruiz. Paxton, one of multiple Burks in the lineage of Jamie Burke, the Roseburg star from back in the day, I got a chance to talk to a little bit, but he has picked a specific letter to use in naming all of his kids, and so, yeah, it gets a little confusing. Public address announcer Kenny Sherman referring to him as Parker, his older brother, who played for Roseburg a few years ago. Ball fouled away for strike 2, and then Payson is, I believe, the youngest. I knew it was on the tip of my tongue there, but I believe that's the youngest, or the next one. I'm not sure if there's even more, but I believe that's the youngest. Payson Burke, who will be coming up. But right now it's Paxton at the plate, the senior, headed to LC State to play baseball next year. Lewis Clark State College out in Lewiston, Idaho. Senior making his commitment before the season got started. He's been having a great year. He's looking to keep it going. An 0-2 pitch is high and away. Ball 1. Des Asun Solo out there on the mound trying to get the Axe through this third inning. There's one out. Man out at second. A 1-2 pitch coming up to Burke. He sits on it and grounds it foul past Coach Tim Sester in the first base coach's box. Liam Donlin ends up pitching 2 innings that he gets credit for. Gave up 9 hits. And he will be credited with all 7 runs at the moment. A 1-2 count for Asun Solo. And it is belted to right field, coming in, misplaying it. It'll bounce past Radetzky in right field. Burke is heading for second. He wants an inside the park home run. They're going to send him. He's at third, rounding. The relay throw is well behind, and it's a second inside the park home run here in the third. Well, it continues to flow Roseburg's direction as they add 2 on the ball to right field. Burke. It caught Radetzky on an in-between hop out in right field, and it bounced by him, and he had to chase it to one of the deeper parts, and it obviously out to right field. Long throw to get it back in, and Paxton Burke with his speed. As soon as I saw that, I had a good feeling I knew what was about to happen. It drives in Rylan Glasser from second. And so Roseburg now leading 9-2. First pitch misses, ball 1 to Amos Bowers. Bowers gets around and fouls one to the parking lot. Today's game brought to you by First Choice Health Insurance, your trusted team for all your insurance needs. Well, a couple of inside the park home runs. That's a first. Not sure I've seen one, let alone two in one inning. Bowers skies one. Foul territory. Third baseman Sherman up against the fence. He almost had a chance at it, but it was just out of his reach with the fence coming up close and quick. So it'll be a foul ball for Bowers. Just out of the reach for Sherman at third. Would have been a good grab if he could have made it. He was very close. Roseburg has an arm throwing in their bullpen. Might be Christian Corbett that's out there throwing. Bowers will foul off another one. It's been a long half inning. And yeah, Christian Corbett is out there just staying loose, staying warm, and being ready to go back out for the fourth inning. Right now, Amos Bowers at the plate, battling with two strikes. Asun Solo gets a ground ball towards third. Sherman there. He's got time, and he will send it too high to first base, and Bowers will turn and take off for second. He'll get in safely. So a throwing error for South Eugene puts a man in second base into scoring position for Roseburg. And it'll be Gregory on to run for him. So out at second base, Dylan Gregory running for Amos Bowers after reaching on the error.
That was number 9, Fletcher Coleman.
Fletcher Coleman will bat. He is 0 for 2 in this one, but has driven in a run. Only one out so far here in the bottom of the third. First pitch for Coleman. Now, slow breaking ball he takes for a strike. Well, I got plenty of details here on this day in baseball history for you today, so might as well start getting some of those in with you here. April 10th today. A little bit of trivial information for you here. We'll get to the first one from 1913 after this pitch by Asun Solo. The 0-1 is high and away. So back on this date in 1913, the New York baseball team plays its first game as the Yankees. They previously had been named the Highlanders. They switched over to being the Yankees on this day in 1913. They were playing the Washington Senators. So 1-1 pitch. Misses the zone. A 2-1 count for Fletcher Coleman. So in their first game as the Yankees, they were playing the Washington Senators, who had Hall of Fame pitcher Walter Johnson on the mound. And he threw, it didn't say how many innings were scoreless that he threw in that game, but he started a streak as a swing and a miss on the 2-1 breaking ball. 2-2 for Coleman. In that game, the first one played as the Yankees, Walter Johnson for the Washington Senators started his string of a Major League record 56 consecutive shutout innings. How about that? 56 consecutive innings of shutout baseball. That's impressive. The 2-2. Coleman belts one out to right field. Radetsky drifting back. He will reach up, snag it out of the air. Tagging and heading for third will go Dylan Gregory, the courtesy runner. 2 down. And Fletcher Coleman, the unlucky man at the plate right now, he's 0 for 3. He gave that one a ride. Just couldn't get it past Radetsky out and right. Danner Wirtz, a hit by pitch and a triple that drove in a run back in the second. He takes the first pitch high and inside, 1-0. So that was back in 1913. Interesting thing there. I still can't believe 56 consecutive shutout innings. That's something else. Back in 1947, on this date, a historic one. It's a breaking ball outside, 2-0 count for Wirtz. On this day in 1947, Jackie Robinson signs his contract, his first Major League contract. He becomes the first African-American player to sign a Major League Baseball contract. And he would go on to become the first African-American player to play in a Major League Baseball game on opening day that season. But today was the day that he signed his contract to make it official and break the color barrier in baseball. 3-0 pitch in for a strike to Wirtz. Watches it all the way. So a historic day in baseball there back in 1947 on this day, April 10th. A 3-1 pitch coming up. It's in the air out towards left center. It might find its way down for Danner. As that ball will. One hop to the wall. Danner's into second base. He's going to try for 3. He's putting on the afterburners and will get in with a head-first slide. He's got his second triple of the game, his 4th triple in the series. He also picks up another RBI as Roseburg will add to their total here in the 3rd inning. It is 10-2. Coming in to score was Dylan Gregory, who was running for Amos Bowers.
That is number 15, A.J. Black.
Let's see here. Yep, 10 runs on the board for the Indians. A.J. will pop one up. Foul territory coming in. Alexander also going for it was Grilly, but they will both look at each other as neither will get to the baseball. It'll fall for strike 1 as A.J. Black fouls it off. It's 10 runs on the board. 11 hits total for Roseburg in this one so far. Oh, 1 pitch to A.J. Black. He'll take high. Four errors in the game for South Eugene. A.J. will foul off another one. Out in front of it. No walks in this ball game. But they have the starting pitcher, Liam Donlin, did hit 3 batters. And there's been 2 strikeouts, both of them by Donlin. Outside on the 1-2. And A.J. Black has a 2-2 count. On the mound, the reliever, Des Asunsolo. A 2-2 pitch. Oh, surprised. I thought that one hit him. It almost sounded like it did from up here. So the count goes full for A.J., who did have an RBI single his last time up, and he'll take ball 4. There is the first walk of the ball game for Roseburg. Puts runners on the corners. And the 9th hitter to come up to bat for a second consecutive inning. Roseburg sent 9 hitters to the plate in the second. Christian Corbo was the last man up to finish off the inning. Nick Ruiz started the second inning with a triple. He starts this 3rd inning with an inside-the-park home run. We're trying to see if Christian Corbo now can keep the inning going and not follow the same fate that he had back in the second to be the final out. A 1-0 count as he takes high. Asunsolo on the mound. Misses outside, a 2-0 count. Today's game brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue and check out McClendon Smokehouse. 2-0 pitch. Outside, goes to the backstop. Up to second base will go A.J. Black. Danner Wirtz holds at third base. It's a 3-0 count for Christian Corbo. A walk would put him on base. And that would load him up. Got a couple other this day in baseball history facts for you that we can get to throughout the rest of the broadcast here. Today, actually, I was looking through it. today had a really interesting trend. There's a ball in the air out towards center field. Corba is going to fly out to center. And so Roseburg, for a second consecutive inning, will send just 9 hitters to the plate. They do it in back-to-back innings. I say just in the fact that the way things have been trending, you think there might be a chance at more, but they get 9 hitters to the plate in both innings. So we go to the 4th inning, Roseburg leading it 10-2, and it'll be South Eugene coming up to bat with the 9-1-2 hitters here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Top of the 4th inning, Roseburg leading it by 8. 10-2 our score. Miles Radatsky is the scheduled hitter here in the 9-hole. But it looks like it's going to be Des Solo that'll actually get the bat in this spot, the pitcher. They might have brought Radatsky out of the game maybe. Again, those numbers are difficult to read. Pitch is low, ball 1 to Solo.
That was number 15, Desmond Solo.
He'll take a strike from Christian Corba, who's out there working for his 4th inning. Gets a swing and a miss for strike 2. 9-1-2 hitters coming up. Top of the order's been tough. Gino Humphrey doesn't have a hit here in Game 2 after getting 3 hits in Game 1, but he's been on base both times. Strike 3 on the 1-2 pitch to Solo, and there's one away. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on the Score.
Top of the order down for South Eugene, number 14, Gino Humphrey.
Gino Humphrey will stand in. He walked his last time up against Christian Corba. Corba with a big lead to protect now. And his first pitch is going to bean Humphrey. So Humphrey, after getting 3 hits in Game 1, here in Game 2, he doesn't have a hit, but he's been on base 3 times. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. When you've got a big lead like this, the last thing you want to do is put guys on base, especially with a hit by pitch. But Humphrey will get on with 1 out. Now look for a ground ball to turn 2. Jonah Alexander's been 2 for 2. He has been swinging a hot stick. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Today's game brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You got to get to Gibbs. And we want to say thanks to our pregame show sponsor, Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Pitch inside, 1-1 count for Alexander. The 1-1 is fouled back. Well, Oregon is in the top of the 7th. They've resumed play up there. The Oregon Ducks looking to bounce back from their struggles in a big way. They're leading at 7-2 over number 19 Nebraska. It's like they've been playing down to their competition the last couple of games. Although the Portland Pilots appear to be a pretty decent baseball team. They've knocked off the Ducks twice, and they've beaten Oregon State already this year. They seem to be owning the state. But the number 21 Oregon Ducks beating number 19 Nebraska 7-2 at the moment up at PK Park in Eugene. Looks like they must still be in a weather delay. They began at 5:54 in in Corvallis, They're still in the top of the third. It's 2-1 Cal Poly leading as a pitch outside, overthrown by Corba. Nice job by Bowers behind the plate. Projected that one correctly and got his glove in front of it as it bounced in the left-handed batter's box. Knocked it down, and that held Humphrey at first. A low pitch. Count goes full at 3-2 for Alexander. So it's a lengthy delay there in Corvallis for the Beavers as they try to make their way back into that ball game. 3-2 pitch is fouled off by Jonah. It's been kind of cloudy here. The Artemis II astronauts landing in the Pacific Ocean down near San Diego. I was kind of wondering if it was a clear sky, if you'd be able to maybe see them. There's a ball in the air to right field. Well struck. Out in right field, stumbling around. Diving attempt by Glasser in right field. He won't make the play. And into second goes Alexander. They're going to hold Humphrey at third. They had to wait for it to come down. Glasser looked like he had a read on it, but he just could not square it up, and it'll be a double. Alexander has his third hit of the game. And there's runners at second and third for South Eugene with one away. It'll bring up Burke Sherman, the third baseman. Out in right field, Rylan Glasser just got a little twisted up trying to get to that one. He was in the general vicinity, but I think he spun the wrong way, or he spun one way and the ball kind of tailed back the other. He got twisted up and ran just a hair too deep, tried to get back to the baseball, ended up laying out. Might have gotten his glove on it to knock it down a bit, but then had to go chasing it down as the pitch in for a strike at the top of the zone to Sherman, the three-hitter. Would have been cool to see Artemis II burning up through the atmosphere before they landed in the ocean. It's the 0-1 pitch inside to Sherman, 1-1 count. But unfortunately, with all the clouds, not going to see it here in the Umpqua Basin. And you probably would have had to been in a good spot to see something like that, but would have been cool. 1-1, strike two called. Speaking of red hot, Rory McIlroy in his defense of his Masters title from last year. He finished with 4 straight birdies to finish at 11 under in the Masters after 2 rounds. It's a ground ball hit sharply right side. That'll get into right field. Sherman will drive in 1. That's all they'll get out of it as Glasser gets it back in quickly. Diving attempt at first by Wirtz. It goes under his glove and into right field. So an RBI single for Burke Sherman. He's got his first hit here in Game 2. Jonah Alexander makes his way to third. Scoring was Humphrey. It's 10-3. Roseburg still in front, but South Eugene chips away at the lead a bit. Rory looking really good in the Masters. That's impressive the way he finished today, the second round. Runner going. The throw is cut off. They've got the runner off the bag at third. Running at him is Young. He'll throw to the plate, and Bowers will apply the tag. Making his way all the way up to third was Burke Sherman. Nice job there by the Indians. They showed that earlier but didn't make that play. Earlier in the game in the first and third, Roseburg threw down to second. Young ran in front, but he let it go by. Burke caught it and made the tag at second, and they would allow a run to score on the play. Well, this time they give him the same look, and instead of letting it go through, Mason Young catches it and gets the runner out at home. But immediately after that, Mike Grilly drills a single to left field to bring home a run. Burke Sherman will score. And it's another run in for South Eugene. They're back within 6. On at first base is Grilly. He's got his third hit in the game.
Batter number 9, Liam Donald.
So that is good chess match there. Roseburg showed that earlier. This time they do it differently than they did the first time. And I think that's what might have gotten Jonah Alexander a little tripped up on how to proceed. Swing and a miss for strike 1. By Liam Donlin, who is 1 for 2 in the game. Ground ball right side, and can't backhand it, and it's into right field. Glasser will get it in quickly, but that is 4 straight hits for South Eugene here in the 4th. Another single. Donlin Hit one sharply past Danner Wirtz at first base. He tried to come off the bag. He was holding the runner on, come off and backhand it, but he could not get the glove on it. With 2 down, you've got runners at first and second for South Eugene. They've scored a couple, and they've cut it down to a 6-run deficit as the first pitch fouled back for strike 1 by Bowie Grams, who is 0 for 1 in the game with a walk and a strikeout. Christian Corba on the mound, delivers. It's outside, picked off the turf by Bowers. The 1-1 pitch from Corba. Breaking ball hits the inside corner. Good spot on that one for strike 2. It's a 10-4 ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. There are 2 outs. And out at second base is Mike Grilly. Needed time. Seems to be good now. He was kind of stretching out his legs out there. So the 1-2 pitch. Need one more strike here for Corba. And he'll get it. Gets the call on the corner for strike 3, and that'll finish off the top of the 4th. Roseburg still leading it. A strikeout looking for Grams, and we are headed to the bottom of the 4th. Roseburg leading this one by 6. 10-4 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Well, just saw an update. It's from 12 minutes ago, so it's a little past date, but I guess this is actually the Oregon State softball game. But they're in Corvallis as well, so I'm sure this applies for the baseball team as well. A pair of lightning strikes 12 minutes ago, close to the fields, and so they are still in a weather delay up there, it looks like, for Oregon State baseball and softball as they continue on their night. Here's an update from James Crepio with the Oregonian. Oregon State and Cal Poly will return to the field at 7:23 with next pitch at 7:38. Whew. And I think they went to a weather delay just before 6 o'clock. 5:54. That's a lengthy weather delay up there. We've been fortunate not to have any issues with that here tonight at Champion Car Wash Field. We're keeping our fingers crossed it stays that way. Nick Ruiz, for a 3rd consecutive inning, will lead things off for the Indians. He faces Dez Asunsolo, who misses inside with his breaking ball for a 1-0 count. Tonight's game sponsored by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. A 1-0 pitch from Asunsolo, missing low over the outer half. Well, how about back in 1962, as we look at this day in baseball history? On April 10th in 1962, Dodger Stadium opens for the first time. It was the opening day for Dodger Stadium. Ball out towards left center for Ruiz. Diving attempt and the catch made by center fielder Gino Humphrey. Shallow ball into left center. He had to go a long way, and he gets there in the nick of time to retire Nick Ruiz after Nick led off the last 2 innings with a triple and an inside-the-park home run. 1 away. Mason Young will bat. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. The Dodgers opened the stadium with a loss to Cincinnati 6-3, 52,564 in attendance for the first ever game at Dodger Stadium. I've been there. It was when I was a kid, traveling to California, Southern California with my family. I think I was either a middle schooler or a young high schooler. Don't recall exactly. I do remember getting a T-shirt, a souvenir T-shirt at the game. Did actually count that up just last night. It was a 1-0 pitch, and it's a single to center field. Third hit in the game for Mason Young. A 1-out single for the Indians, puts a man aboard. 12th hit in the game for Roseburg. 1 on, 1 out. Up to bat will be Rylan Glasser. 9 hits in the game for South Eugene. And now 12 in this one for Roseburg. Glasser is 1 for 2 with a bunt single. He reached on a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. He has scored twice. And there goes Mason Young into second base as he steals. And at the plate, Glasser takes the ball outside. But I did count it up last night. I was talking with a friend of the station, former broadcaster here in Roseburg with me, Knight Uretsky. We were counting it out. 16 parks of current baseball parks that I've been to that are currently active in Major League Baseball. 16 of them I've visited. Dodger Stadium was one of them. And on this day in 1962, it opened as a pitch misses, ball 2. 2-0 count for Glasser. And that was the interesting thing looking through this date in baseball history is that there are a lot of ballparks that can date their first game to April 10th. Runner going with a lefty at the plate, bowled there for Young, but he will slide in. The ball mishandled at third base by Sherman. The throw probably beat him, but Young kind of slid in around a possible tag, and then Sherman did not hang on to the baseball. So another stolen base for Mason Young. He gets to third. At the plate, it's a 2-1 count for Glasser. That's bold to steal third with a lefty up at the plate. A wide open throwing lane for the catcher behind home. 2-1 pitch. Glasser will take for a 3-1 count. But yeah, a lot of Major League Baseball stadiums had their opening day, their first game, on this day in baseball history. Kind of was interesting. Multiple. Pitch inside corner called for a strike to Glasser. So I thought that was an interesting fact there, that many. But notable that Dodger Stadium, a historic ballpark, one that is very famous, opening on this day. And a couple of Ken Griffey Jr. trivial facts for you here on this day in baseball history as a 3-2 pitch fouled away. 1989, Ken Griffey Jr. hits his first career home run on this day, April 10th. And then on April 10th of 2000, Ken Griffey Jr. becomes the youngest player to hit 400 home runs in Major League Baseball. As a ball lifted on the infield, calling for it is the third baseman. The pitcher also going for it, and it's caught by Asun Solo. And we continue to see, and this has happened on both sides, but we continue to see players not communicating or maybe not listening when somebody's calling for a baseball. And we've had some minor collisions and one that was rather significant out in left field. Took a moment to figure out if that player was okay. That was Eli Bishko back in game 1. 2-0 down. The leadoff man, Paxton Burke, up to bat. He's 2 for 2 with an inside-the-park home run his last time up. He's going to belt one to the alley in left center. He's going to have extra bases again. Young will score. Burke is headed for second. He's going to put the brakes on as the relay throw comes in, and he'll hustle back to second base. So Paxton Burke will have his second double in the ballgame. He's got 5 RBI as the senior is swinging it hot at the plate here in Game 2 of our doubleheader, and the Tribe are now up 11-4 with a man out at second base and 2 away. Amos Bowers has been on base 3 times, hit by pitch, a double, and reaching on an error. a triple that he reached on back in the second. He hits for a fourth time in as many innings. And he will flare one out towards shallow center field. It will carry enough to get out to Geno Humphrey in center. And he makes the catch to retire Roseburg here in the fourth. They will send 5 hitters to the plate. Roseburg scores 1 run here in the fourth inning. It comes on 2 hits. There were no errors for South Eugene. 1 runner left aboard. The Indians are leading it 11-4 as we go to the top of the fifth here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
We go to the fifth inning here in Game 2 of a doubleheader. Roseburg Indians trying to pull off a 3-game sweep against the South Eugene Axe. They're leading it by 7. We'll have a pitching change for Roseburg as we begin the fifth inning. Christian Corba will head back out to center field for the Indians defensively, his position when he's not on the mound. Rylan Glasser will move from right field, and he will take over on the mound. And then center fielder Fletcher Coleman will move to right field to take over for Glasser out there. So Christian Corba goes 4 innings. He ends up giving up 9 hits. It'll be 4 runs against his season ERA. Christian Corba, let's see here. I got him down for 3 walks. Let's see if I missed any. No, just 3 walks. He did hit 1 batter, and he finishes with 4 strikeouts. Not a bad outing for the freshman. Not as sharp as his last game against Grants Pass, but it was not a bad outing nonetheless. He's also gotten plenty of offensive help that has been able to help keep him in a comfortable spot out there. Rylan Glasser will take over. He misses high and away for ball 1 as he starts things off here in the top of the 5th. He faces Bryce Roberts. Roberts will take outside from Glasser, the lefty. And the batter's ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Glasser misses high and away again. Rylan Glasser making his 5th appearance. All of them out of the bullpen. He's only pitched 3 1/3 innings coming into this action. His 3-0 delivery is good for a strike. He's got 1 win, no losses, a 4.20 ERA, 4 strikeouts, 5 walks in his 3 1/3 inning of work this season. And he will issue a walk to start things off here. Glasser, a sophomore lefty. His first bit of varsity action this season. Starts out this appearance on the mound with a base on balls. Bryce Roberts on base for a second time. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. It'll be Zane Brown to bat. He fouls off the first pitch he gets from Glasser. 0-1 count to start. Up next for this South Eugene team, they'll take on the Willamette Wolverines. Tough bit of the conference schedule to start things out for South Eugene. The 0-1 pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. I got a feeling they haven't won a game yet this year, but I got a feeling they're going to pick somebody off at some point. They can hit. They're not afraid to swing it up there. They just got to get some things figured out on the pitching and defensive side. As a ground ball to short, Burke will take it to the bag himself, whips it over to Wirtz, and that's a double play. Paxton Burke, a twin killing to get 2 outs and clear the bases for the Indians. It'll bring up the 9-hitter, Des Asunsolo. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1. Asunsolo, the 9-hitter, he got his first at-bat in the 4th. It was a strikeout against Christian Corba. Rylan Glasser out there, the 0-1, gets another swing and a miss. If Roseburg could score 3 in the bottom of this 5th inning, if they can keep it a scoreless frame here in the top of this 5th inning, they could end this one early. As Glasser's pitch misses inside, and Paxton Burke out at shortstop was about 15 feet to the dugout before he realized that wasn't going to get called for strike 3. The 1-2 pitch out of Glasser. And he'll get strike 3 on the outside corner. That will do it here in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Roseburg leading it 11-4 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Well, it appears that the decision to move games up to today has been the right one for Roseburg and South Eugene. They've been able to get these games in, and they are closing in on wrapping up the series and the doubleheader. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Roseburg leading 11-4. Today's game brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. I was just watching the commercial on the video stream for Mountain Mike's, and I thought, man, I could go for a slice of pizza right now. I'm going to have to figure out where we're going for dinner after this. And by we, I mean me going to pick up some food for myself. My wife has already done that process at home. She was not waiting for this one to wrap up on that. Smart idea. It's going to be a later night here tonight at the ballpark, and it's usually something we experience during the summer with American Legion Baseball, late nights at the ballpark, not anything unnormal there, but this still feels like early spring weather, so it's kind of weird to be playing this late at night in the spring. It's not how Roseburg usually does it. They play most of their games usually through the afternoon, and so playing under the lights, not an experience we get too often with Roseburg High School baseball throughout the spring season. Asunsolo on the mound for another inning of work. He came in the 3rd inning and has now pitched 2 innings of work against the Indians. He misses ball 1 against Fletcher Coleman, who is 0 for 3 in the ball game looking for his first hit. He'll take a breaking ball low. 2-0 count. Also want to say thanks to Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. The pitch is going to hit Fletcher Coleman, and he'll get on with the hit-by-pitch. That'll be the first hit batter for Asunsolo. Danner Wirtz with a pair of triples in this one will stand in. Roseburg could end this game, I don't want to say early because we're closing in on a 2-hour mark on this game. It has definitely not been a quickly played game. So can't say that they would end it early, but Roseburg could end it here in this 5th inning if they could score 3 runs and stretch it out to a 10-run rule victory again. They've done it twice already. Wirtz takes over the plate, and it's ball 2. A little elevated. Asun Solo, 2-0 pitch, drops in for a strike. Roseburg back to action on Tuesday with a road trip up to Sprague, although I think that could be weather depending. 2-1 to Wirtz is outside, 3-1 count. We're expecting a chance for some rain in Roseburg on Tuesday. But up in Salem at Sprague, I'm curious what the conditions might look like. There's a pitch low for ball 4. A hit batter and a walk, and 2 runners are on base. Wirtz has been on base all 4 times here in Game 2.
Number 15, A.J. Black.
Oh, man, just got another update about the Beavers game. Get updates about the broadcast because we normally carry it, but because we're on with Roseburg Baseball tonight, we're not carrying that game, and it's probably a good thing. They go on a double steal, throw down to second base, and almost get Danner Wirtz out there. He gets in just ahead of time behind the plate. Bold decision there from Mike Grilly, and he had almost worked in his favor, throwing to the second runner rather than the runner going to third. But Fletcher Coleman and Danner Wirtz both stealing a base, and Roseburg puts 2 runners in scoring position, a 1-0 count for A.J. Black. A.J. is 1 for 2 in this game with a walk his last time up. So we were expecting that Oregon State baseball was going to be getting back to action here in a little bit, but they've got another delay. A.J. puts one out. That's got a chance to get down in the alley. It will. Running Humphrey could not get there in time. He'll chase it to the wall. That's going to bring home Coleman and Wirtz. Heading for third will go A.J. The relay throw not in time. It's cut off at the shortstop position. So it's a triple for A.J. Black. He drives in a pair, and Roseburg needs 1 more run to finish things here in Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. That ball found the alley in left center and carried all the wall. We've said that a few times here tonight. We're going to get a pitching change for South Eugene. We'll take a 1-minute timeout as we figure out the new arm on the mound for the South Eugene Axe. Back in a moment on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
The new man on the mound for South Eugene is going to be Burke Sherman. And he will take over for Dez and Susolo. And so they'll have a new third baseman when things get done. Figure that out. I'm not sure. We got the coach out there walking around with one of the umpires for South Eugene as we get ready for play to resume. Sherman will get his warm-up pitches in here. Roseburg leading it 13-4. Roseburg with 14 hits in the ball game. All right, so we're getting about set to go here. Trying to find out the new third baseman. So Roberts will go to third base. He moves over from short. He actually might have been somewhere else in the field. He might have been in right or left field, because I think Donlin might have gone to short after he was done pitching. The left fielder is a left-hander. Can't get a read on his number at the moment. Coming up to bat for Roseburg is going to be Christian Corba with a chance to end it with A.J. Black at third base after his triple.
New batter now for Roseburg's number 18, Grayson Coates.
And as I say that, Grayson Coates going to get a chance to bat. I believe Joseph Heindel has taken over in left field, I think. Grayson Coates will step up to bat for Roseburg with nobody out here in the fifth. And the game-ending run at third base. It's off the end of the glove for Grilly behind the plate. A 1-0 count to start out for Grayson Coates. So I misread my text message. I was thinking the Beavers were going to be delayed until 9:37, but that's Central Standard Time. So they're going to be getting back to action here soon. So whatever channel they may be streaming on or whatever, you might be able to catch some Beavers baseball after we wrap up with Roseburg baseball here tonight. 1-0 delivery. Grayson will take one off the turf. It's a 2-0 count. Grayson Coates, the sophomore, he's had 6 plate appearances this year, 5 at-bats total. He's batting .200. The 2-0 pitch, he takes high, 3-0 count. Late night under the lights here at Champion Car Wash Field. A win for Roseburg would give them 6 consecutive wins on the season. Put them at 6-0 to start out Southwest Conference play. 3-0 pitch, catches the corner. A long way to go in the league season, but starting out with 6 consecutive wins never hurt. Roseburg should have 12 games left to go, I think. As there's ball 4, Coates will draw the walk from Sherman. That'll bring up Nick Ruiz. Let's see here. Roseburg will still have series against Willamette, South Medford, North Medford, and Sheldon. So, yeah, 4 series left to go. So 12 league games left to go after going 6-0 to start. Ruiz will hit one foul down the first base side. One hops into the palms of assistant coach Tim Sester down there in the first base coach's box. Oh, 0-1 count to start for Ruiz, who has a triple and an inside-the-park home run. Pitch is high. He's got a 1-1 count. Might be starting to drizzle here at the ballpark. Kind of sounds like it could be, and it looks like things might be getting a little sprinkled. The 1-1, yeah, it's definitely coming down. Starting to see it. It's a pretty heavy drizzle. Thought it sounded like it was. So we're playing in the rain. Roseburg trying to get one more run to finish it here. And, boy, yeah, if you're in that center field camera, you can see it coming down out there. On the mound, it's Burke Sherman. His 2-1 pitch is popped up and out of play. So the weather we've been avoiding, it has finally shown up, and it is opening up out there. Pretty good amount of rain coming down at the moment. 2-2 count. The infield playing in with a man at third and a runner at first and nobody out. The 2-2 from Sherman. It's high. Full count. Bottom of the fifth. Roseburg needs one more run to end this one here tonight. And that runner is A.J. Black at third at the moment. The 3-2 pitch. That ball is blasted but well fouled down the left field side. Nick Ruiz gave that one a ride. Just a bit out in front. So we'll do it again on the 3-2 pitch. Going to be a damp ride home on the bus for South Eugene after this one. The 3-2 is high, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Burke Sherman has come in and walked back-to-back hitters. Saw this last week or a little bit a while ago when doing a UCC game here, Umpqua Community College, and just sucks being the pitcher that has to inherit pitching in the rain like this. First pitch swung on and fouled away by Mason Young. And I think everybody kind of understands where the game is at in this situation, and there's a chance to just wrap it up here without having to pause for a rain delay. But at the same time, you don't want to assume anything. You just got to play the game out, but it is definitely pretty wet out there. The 0-1 pitch from Sherman is elevated. 1-1 count for Mason Young. The 1-1 pitch. Mason will take. Pitch high and away. 2 balls and a strike. I was thinking about Tuesday up in Salem at Sprague, and there's a chance for rain up there. They're calling for rain, mostly cloudy with a, oh, that's Tuesday night. Rain mainly after 11 a.m., mostly cloudy with a high of 55 on Tuesday, as the Indians are supposed to go play the Sprague Olympians. 3-1 count as a pitch bounces in front of the plate. Mason Young, if it's not in the zone, it's a walk, and that will end things there. We ended game 1 when Roseburg got to a 10-run lead after the in the 5th or later. It came in the 6th inning. The bases loaded walk ended it there. We could do it again here. It's a 3-1 count on the mound. Burke Sherman will deliver, and Mason Young fouls it away. The count is full. Still nobody out. So a long ways to go here to get through this half inning for South Eugene if they were to keep the game going. The skies have opened up. We got quite a bit of rain coming down at the moment. A 3-2 pitch with Mason Young at the plate. Burke Sherman on the mound. It's ball 4, and there we go. That will finish it here in game 2. A bases loaded walk to Mason Young will bring home a run. That makes it 14-4, and that will finish off the ball game. The teams will meet at home plate and shake some hands and then head back to their dugouts to get out of the rain. 3 runs come in here in the 5th inning. 3 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and you had 3 runners that were on base when the game comes to an end. So 5 innings here in game 2 after game 1 was final in 6. And that will do it. Roseburg will take all 3 against South Eugene. We'll put together the final numbers and come back to wrap it up for you here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Well, it was a dominating series for the Roseburg Indians as they take all three against South Eugene. They win it 19-3 on Tuesday to start things out in Eugene. And here in Roseburg, a doubleheader today. They get it in just before things really start opening up. It has started raining, and it has not stopped through the continuation of that the top half or bottom of the fifth. It started in raining, and it's still going out there. So here comes the weather, and we got done just in the nick of time. But Roseburg here tonight in this doubleheader, they win 13-3 in 6 innings, and then they win 14-4 in 5 innings in Game 2. Roseburg improves to 9-3 overall. They are now 6-0 in conference play. South Eugene is 0-11 and 0-6 in Southwest Conference action. Game 2, Roseburg scores in all 5 innings, 1 in the first, 5 in the second, 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. South Eugene did lead once again. They led in Game 1, and they led again here in Game 2. They were up 1-0, and then they were up again 2-1 before Roseburg took the lead with 5 runs in the bottom of the second. South Eugene would put 2 runs on the board in the fourth as well. Getting the win will be Christian Corba. He goes 4 innings, gave up 4 runs on 9 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Taking the loss, Liam Donlin. He gives up 7 runs on 9 hits in 2 innings. He walked none, struck out 2, hit 3. 4 runs on 9 hits, 4 errors, and 8 men left on base for South Eugene. For Roseburg, 14 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, and 9 men left on base. Let's see here. 9 hits in the ball game for South Eugene. Jonah Alexander had 3 of them, including a double. Burke Sherman had a single that drove in a run. Mike Grilly had 3 hits, including a double. He had an RBI. Liam Donlin, 2 hits, a pair of singles. And that is all the hits in the game for South Eugene. For Roseburg, a lot of hits, 14 total. Paxton Burke had 2 doubles and an inside-the-park home run, drove in 5. Amos Bowers had a triple. He scored twice. Fletcher Coleman didn't get a hit, but he drove in a run, got on base with a hit by pitch, and scored a run. Danner Wirtz finished with 2 triples and a hit by pitch and a walk. He scores twice, drives in 2. A.J. Black had a single and a triple. He drives in 3, goes 2 for 3 in the game. Let's see here. Nick Ruiz had a triple and an inside-the-park home run. He scored twice, had an RBI. Mason Young had 3 singles and a walk, scores twice, had an RBI. And Rylan Glasser was 1 for 3 with a bunt single, scores twice in this one as well. Up next for South Eugene, they are hosting Willamette on Tuesday at 4:30 at South Eugene High School. For Roseburg, up next, it's at Sprague in Salem for a non-league game. Their only game coming up next week. That is a 4:30 start time on Tuesday in in Salem. Actually, it's a 5 o'clock start time in Salem on Tuesday, and we'll have the game for you starting with pregame at 4:45 here on the Score. So look forward to heading up there. Sprague is a place we've not done a baseball game from before, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll have that coming up for you on Tuesday, weather permitting. And looks like there's a chance for rain, so who knows what will happen, but hopefully we'll see how things go, and we'll play it by ear. If it's going, we'll be up there to try and bring you the action. And so that is going to do it for us here, folks. It was a successful Friday evening of baseball for the Roseburg Indians tonight here on the Score. Want to say thanks to the South Eugene Axe for making the trek down here. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Troy Thompson, the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball on the Score. Thanks to Greg Heller, who helped get us on the airwaves here tonight. Thanks to Dale Cranford, who was running the production back in the radio studio this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. We'll talk to you on Tuesday when Roseburg heads to Sprague for a non-league matchup against the Olympians. First pitch at 5 o'clock. Pregame coverage starts at 4:45. We'll have it for you streaming live online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. And you can always find Roseburg High School sports right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score.